One way I'd like to take that just on the outset is the difference you saw between your startup and the Fortune 500 company. It's been my experience, it's a lot easier to see things that are going wrong in a startup. Things are easily hidden in a Fortune 500. So what did you see? Is that kind of along the same lines?
100%. Because, and that's what makes hiring well at a small company so important.
Right.
Because if you've got somebody that's not doing the thing that they're supposed to do, either you need to shift them pretty quickly. You need to either set better expectations for them, and I find that owners sometimes have difficulty setting clear expectations, or you need to shift them to something that's going to be a better fit for, there's plenty to do in a small company. So
Right.
shift them to something that's going to be a better fit. And if you don't understand what that is, most people don't see these behavior patterns because we're not taught these patterns, so they don't know what to look for.
Sure.
So I can help you understand what to look for, so that and align that with your job description, align that with the way you ask interview questions, set up a process to ask better questions so that you get better people. You're right. In a big company, the problems aren't actually different. The expectations are just as unclear in a big company, but the momentum of the big company kind of just allows things to continue.
Right.
Because I've heard from leaders in big companies as well, I don't know what my job description should be. Or you get hired at a big company and then you work there for 13 years. No one gives you a new job description when you get promoted.
Right.
Nobody gives you a new job description when this project is over. And so roles get really muddy in those environments. And I find that some people step up and figure out their role and push for a new place. And some people just kind of hide in what they used to do or what they have been doing.
Right. I was going to ask you one question, but then the ending actually made me think of something else. What is your thought on quiet quitting? I know that was like a super hot topic that we were all talking about for a while, and I think it's still very much in existence. I think it's still very much happening. Again, I feel like it's easier to do that in a larger company. I have thought about it, but I want to hear yours first.
I don't think it's new.
Ooh, okay. Valid point. Yes.
I think it's getting more attention, but I don't think it's actually new. I think that has happened. What I think is new is that with the pandemic, a lot of people spent a lot of time thinking about their job and how much time they were spending at it and how much extracurricular they were doing and so I do think that then coming out of pandemic, whatever that even means,
right.
People are looking for those opportunities to be their best. And if they don't see them, then they're just shutting that part down, closing that part down a little bit at work so that they can go be who they are wherever else they are. If they don't feel like they can be seen and appreciated for who they are at work, and they don't have clear direction, and they don't really understand or believe in what the mission is, I see that, well, then I'll just show up and do my thing. I don't need to get promoted. I'll just show up and do my thing until until it's time for me to be off and I can go do something else.
Well, and I think that's a key phrase there is if you don't want to get promoted, right? Because that was kind of my thought. And Brandon Smith, the workplace therapist who I mentioned, we're definitely going to get you connected with. I think there's a lot of synergy, and I'd quite frankly love to hear that conversation between the two of you. But Brandon responded just beautifully to this article that was put out on quiet quitting, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was essentially like, if you're not looking to get promoted, right? Quiet quitters, if you're just doing the bare minimum at your job, because that was kind of the whole thing, is that it wasn't that they were not doing their job. They're doing their job and they're doing it well, but they're just doing what they need to do. Where if you're truly looking for that promotion or to move up, that requires you to do a little bit extra. I mean, it's the go-getters, for lack of a better term, that get the promotion. So I thought that was interesting as well.